Hand Rub. It's Cartier Rob.
It's Tay Ford.
And it's Alex McGillivray.
And we're back here again with another illustrious episode of the Play No Games podcast. And before we get into it, I actually want to give y'all a major shout out. We are actually getting closer to 500 subscribers, but just know, if we get 1,000 subscribers, we're so close. We get monetized. And guess what? I get to pay my friends. Help us do that. And that is with these great interviews and these great episodes. So before we get into our interview with the wonderful Alex, we got to do something real quick. We're going to play a game.
What game are we going to play, Rob?
It's the game we play every night.
Okay, Brain.
There we go. Thank you for the peeking in the. There we go.
Yeah,
we take over the world.
Yeah.
What do you play no games about? It's just something we do every week. Just a quick little download as far as like how your day or week has been. It could be high or low, just however you're feeling in the moment. So, Rob, do you want to give Alex an example?
Yes. You know, what I'm playing on games about is I'm disappointed with the Breakfast Club. And the reason why I'm disappointed with the Breakfast Club is they had a comment about kids should not get homework after school. And they were saying that you know, after school, the kids should be focusing on being at home, which I logically get. But when we look at these test scores.
No.
That seems dubious.
Well, I just think kids need homework.
Sure.
Yes.
It's just like they need, like, it's a part of like when we get older, like we have to be able to balance. Like, yes, we have to be at home, but I'm like, this is why kids are struggling to read. And as a national syndicated radio show, I don't think you should say and promote that. But
I'm glad that's starting to become more normalized, that phrase you just said, because I've been saying for a while that most Americans, I don't believe, can read. And now we're starting to get more and more evidence of that not being the case. And then there are people in very high positions of power in this country who I'm not sure if they could, pass a standardized test for a fifth grader right now.
Read a page out of Harry Potter book.
Yeah. Yet somehow they have control of our military.
Wild times. Wild times.
That's how we do it.
Cool. Yeah.
So
okay.
what do you play no games about?
Okay. I play no games about. Tell you what, this morning I paid rent on one of my spaces, right? Uh-huh. And like an hour or two later, my landlord sent me like your rent is late, like eviction, like impending, like threatening letter. And they do this every single month. If you don't pay within like the first 2 business hours.
Wow.
And it's just needlessly aggressive, man. There's no need for the hostility. So I'm playing no games about that.
That's crazy. An eviction notice within 2 hours of it not being paid?
If only they like had that same energy for creating a healthy retail environment,
fixing stuff.
It would be great. Yeah. But
yeah, they're quick to take the money, but when they gotta do something,
we gotta see what happens.
That's not this department, but we'll call them. They only work Monday and Friday, but okay, whatever. All right.
So that's mine. Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, Tay, bring us home.
What do I play no games about? I play no games about the fact that the most recent Spike Lee film that Denzel starred in is terrible. It's easily the worst film I've seen in about 2 years. Love them both. Denzel's probably my favorite actor of all time. Spike Lee's pretty high in terms of my favorite directors, but they could have really kept that one.
Growth.
Sad.
Growth.
Growth.
I'm just saying sometimes, you're also talking about Breakfast Club, and like we have to also say when things aren't good.
Oh, I mean, I feel like I do that more than anybody here.
But when you have like Denzel or like Beyonce, you just can't say like
I said Denzel acted terrible in Gladiator 2 too. I would say, well, no, that was so terrible. I think he was just being himself.
Yeah, he was being Denzel.
He's always Denzel. Yeah. He's just always Denzel.
Yeah.
He was Pelican Bay and in 1325.
Yeah.
Pelican Brief. Thank you. RJ's back with the vengeance. Now, we're going to get into this interview. And as you all know, I have a sweet tooth. And I actually want to say big shout out to my partner because one date day, she said we have to try these delicious donuts. And we went in and I was like, of course, they're not going to, we'll see. And then I took one bite and I was like, damn, I'm a groupie. I need to come back here.
And Rob, where were these donuts at?
Y'all know I be working on it. We have the owner, the chef of Mikiko Donuts. Did I say that right?
Yeah, mikikomochidonuts.
Yes!
Yeah, man.
Yes!
Nailed it.
Welcome to the Play No Games podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no. It was a pleasure. And I'm just going to say, not as an interviewer, as a fan, we need a punch card. Because I want one.
Oh, gosh, crazy.
I do. I literally, when she's in town, we always have to stop by.
Hell yeah! Well, we'll get you that punch card.
Okay. So, Tay?
Just to start off, Alex.
Yeah.
I just wanted to like some background. What are the origins of Mikiko Mochi? And then also, prior to opening it, did you have like a background in, cooking or pastry making at all?
I have a long background in cooking. I've done sort of anything and everything. I'm 35. I've been working in kitchens since I was 15.
Damn.
All in Portland too. So like I've been around this town a lot. And like my mom was like a culinary instructor and her brother was too. And it's just like I've sort of grown up in food, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But so this business came about. So Mikiko is my wife's middle name, right? Mm-hmm. Emily is half Japanese. Her family is she's from Northern California. She's from San Jose, and her family has like been in that area since like the 19th century. Like they came over from like Kumamoto, and so they're like very like Japanese American. Like they went through like internment and like all the like changes of the 20th century and everything. Mm-hmm. And through that all, they had this piece of property where it was like a little farm and they would have mochisuki there every year, and it was sort of this like grounding like annual tradition for them, like from the 50s, from when they were like able to come home like through now. And so I was down there with her for a wedding in 2019, and she took me there, and then she also took me to try a sort of similar product like at some coffee shop in San Jose. Mm-hmm. And I like totally forgot about this until the end of 2019. The place I was working at the time was closing, and I was kind of like, what am I gonna do next? Like, I'm sick of working for other people. Like they made me work Christmas Eve, so I was kind of like a little like started out of spite. So like that's when I started setting up these moves and started working on this recipe at home. And I put it together. I was like, this is really good. It's really easy. And also from like a business standpoint, like it's very scalable and very simple in terms of like your equipment needs, which is going to dictate how much it costs to like set your space up. So there were like a lot of things going for it. And then I started doing this, like I just did like a couple pop-ups like before COVID, like 2 or 3, like literally like in like the lobby of my sister's office building, and like some boutique that would have us, and like just whatever I could get. And I had like a couple hundred followers when COVID shut everything down. And then I was just really early on the Instagram like direct delivery thing, and somehow we like got in front of like the right people, like some like Nike like senior designer like tastemaker type people started like bringing our stuff to meetings and stuff, and it was like really organic word of mouth.
Yeah.
Like I never spent a dime on advertising until like we were in grocery a couple years later.
Damn.
Oh shit.
So it just sort of snowballed from there, from like, I'm gonna be delivering on this day, like sliding in my DMs and I'll like come to your house and bring you some donuts.
Flex.
To like I was like booked out for like 3 or 4 months, and then like one of my customers was like a buyer for new seasons, and then I got into like 25 stores. And then that funded building out the storefront. And then I did another one out in Beaverton. And then I'm doing a third one in Bethany this month.
Fire.
So just 1 foot at a time, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
You kind of answered a few questions in one, which is totally fine. Which actually kind of allows me kind of think, in the process of creating, the donuts, the mochi donuts. How long did it take for you to perfect that recipe? Be honest.
Honestly, like, it wasn't too crazy. Like, it was a little bit of tweaking, and like, I'm still kind of just rocking with what I landed on after maybe 3 tries or something like that.
3 tries.
Like, but now we sort of have our formula for, like, with baking, you can really only have certain proportion of like dry to wet and stuff like that. You're working within scientific parameters and all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, no, but so like when I'm coming up with like a new flavor, it's sort of like, this is what I can put in, and sort of work backwards.
So I do want to draw you back because I also too, because you kind of answered this when you were talking with Tay, where I can see where the tradition and the culture lies with the creation of the donuts and where they're at. I guess for the viewers who don't know, is what's it like creating and upholding that cultural boundary and like fusing your own, cause I know you talked about your wife, but it takes 2 to tango
for sure.
And I'm just wondering, like, how does that all mix even in the whole process, if you don't mind me asking?
No, that makes perfect sense. So like, this isn't like really a traditional like product from a specific like culture.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't Japanese. People want it to be Japanese. It's like Japanese, like a couple of generations down. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's really more like sort of that West Coast like melting pot like flavor, and like Emily's like experiences like Japanese American like mixed race, just like pulling from all the things that we all are around. And so like I think a couple of the flavors that sort of like exemplify that really well is like we have like black sesame and Marionberry jam. It's like a PB&J for fancy little boys like me, or like we got strawberry yuzu funfetti.
Yeah,
it's just like a cute pink Simpsons donut, but it's got a little something more going on, and it's just about sort of towing that line like between cultures and pushing it forward.
No, I appreciate you saying that because it's so easy to like get boxed in. One of the things I actually really appreciate you saying is like, when we, at least for me, I know when it comes to like cultural pieces or cultural dishes, like everyone tries to put you in this box and they forget that there is a blend, there is multiple, parts to it. And I actually kind of like appreciate that, because I also think about like, I know what I represent in the community for people where I'm like, yeah, I'm a black therapist, which I appreciate. I want to serve my community, but I'm also like a therapist. And like, there's other elements that I do represent. So I appreciate you saying that, because I feel that people really don't talk to that. And I probably just see it as, it's just this Japanese inspired, but like, there's other like.
I'm glad you said that, man. I think there's so much in between the lines.
Yeah.
Right? Like, our experiences are individual, and like, you could be a black guy who grew up in Japan versus like a Japanese person who grew up in, I don't know, South America or something. Like,
Russia
more
or
connected to that culture, because you actually grew up in it, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, that's a very like black and white, like stark example of that.
Exactly.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, so let me ask you this. So when you first getting your business started and formulating the concept, who was the first person that you had try your donuts outside of like your immediate network or your wife, who gave you the validation you need? Like, okay, I might actually got some shit here.
Okay. Because I feel like I had a few where people were like, "You're never gonna make it, kid." Like, before.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh really?
Damn.
No, I don't know. People are.
We can't get those people
are
airtime
haters,
though.
though.
Yeah, no, they are.
Yeah, man.
But no, we didn't need to talk about them. No, I talked to a few people. Like, obviously, first I had all my coworkers and my immediate family. Like, they were eating a lot of donuts, obviously. And I guess the first time, because before I did the pop-ups, I just sort of threw it up there on Instagram, like, I don't know, like, I guess I'll bring you just a box of 6 donuts wherever you're at, because I was like still figuring it out. That's not scalable. But so I did that for like a few people, and like one of them was like an ad agency, and like they were like cool as hell, and they were like, we're obsessed with these, like we're gonna get you in like Portland Fashion Week, like I don't know in what capacity or whatever, but I was like, sick, dude. And like all this stuff was sort of coming together already for us, like before COVID, with like just filling up a summer event schedule, because that's all it was in the beginning, was like it was just gonna be like my little like side hustle or whatever, like just do some events and pop-ups here and there, but things just sort of snowballed, and I kind of forgot where this question started.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was really just asking like who the first person or seven individuals that gave you the validation for like okay.
I think it was those early orders with those like those cool guy Nike senior sneaker designers and stuff. Because like they order through Instagram. Like I gotta look at your page and see who you are. Oh, he's private and he has 20,000 followers. All right, cool. Famous, nice.
One of the things I want to ask is, one of the concepts that I've enjoyed like coming into the store is at the end of each month is like a fresh new donut, and like you talk about scalable, profitable, all those things, right? Where like when you go into like certain spots, they have like signature donuts and signature things, meaning I guess like what goes into you making those different flavors. Like, do you think not giving it more time makes it, makes it so you don't have that signature donut? Like,
so we do have like, so we have a dozen on the menu at a time, and we rotate 4 of them monthly. So, and we sort of do it along thematic lines, although we sort of like change. We didn't start with like 12. Like it's sort of evolved over time. It's always evolving. You always have to be like making little tweaks to improve things, right? Yeah. I hope it doesn't confuse people. But so we rotate 4 monthly, and it's like usually just along thematic lines, and it's like really easy this time of year, like through December, and I have no idea what to do in like January and stuff. But usually it's pretty like I bounce it off the team. I don't like come up with everything myself. It's a collaborative process,
Okay.
Yeah.
So we won't see and no, I'm not dissing salt and straw, but I saw like fish flavored ice cream. There won't be no pizza mochi donut.
I don't know. It's like we have to sell them too, you can't really push it too crazy.
Okay, I just want to see.
Yeah, no, I would say we have done a couple that are like a little bit more out there. Like we've done some like sort of savory type stuff, but nothing with fish, man. No, not in a donut.
Now, for somebody that's never had one, how would you describe the difference between like, say like a regular old fashioned or a regular Lay's versus a Mochi donut?
Yeah, so this is like a pretty different product because it's like really only a donut in shape. It's most closely related to like Hawaiian butter mochi, which is sort of like a mochi cake. It's like a cake batter made with mochi. So it's gonna sort of have like a plush, chewy, like yellow cake kind of texture, little bounce to it. It's gonna be a little bit less oily than a fried donut, and like they look a little smaller, but they're like dense and like they're dense but fluffy. It's hard to describe. It's really just kind of like it's a very unique texture, but people love it.
It's fucking delicious. It's fucking delicious.
You just got to try it for yourself,
And then I got another follow-up question to that. Are there any, I don't mean to stir the pot here at all. Are there any brands in Portland that you would like to collaborate with that you haven't had a chance to?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I gotta kind of rack my brain on the spot, but like I'm open to all sorts of things. I feel like there in the earliest days, like when we were coming up, there was just a lot more of that sort of collaborative energy in like 2020 and stuff, when everybody was sort of doing side stuff and pop-ups all the time, and it's sort of like died down a little bit since. But I would definitely like to collab. Like right now we're actually Lardo, like their Chef Witch. We're in there right now. Do my fried chicken and waffles is on the menu all month.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, so we're working with them right now. We've done stuff in the past, but it has been a minute. It's just like there's no reason like we aren't doing it. It's just like one of those things where it takes effort and like on both parties.
And I'm saying this, and they do nothing to my knowledge at all in the food industry, but something about your hat is just screaming this to me. A Portland Gear collaboration.
Sure.
Damn.
I mean, I'm certainly not opposed. Yeah, we're down to work with all the local homies. Why not?
Well, I think we should definitely 100% make sure we ask him this question, and then we'll go to break. Is that cool?
That's one. Go ahead.
Hopefully I'm not stepping on you.
Yeah, no, good.
Since you've had multiple pop-ups, multiple storefronts, and many interactions, what's the most unexpected story / reaction to someone having your product that you've witnessed?
Dang, I don't know, because we do get like a ton of like, I haven't had a donut in like 10 years, and like, like we are actually like, it's a big deal for people. Like if you're gluten free and like have all these like dietary restrictions and stuff, like it is a huge deal if like you can finally eat something decent. But I don't know. I feel like I guess my better answer to this would be like, I asked this dude one time and he was like, it's surprisingly good. And I was like, the fuck is that supposed to mean, man? Like all right. I don't know.
hey, that's fair. That's fair. Well, we'll be right back for the second part of this interview, and we appreciate y'all for staying this far.
All right, quick break.
We're back. And we're back here with Alex, and for a second part of our interview. So Alex, I got a question for you.
Sure.
As you probably figured out that my day job is I do therapy, and one of the things I specialize is in couples and marriages. And what I do know is in the business is having kids is a hurdle. In-laws is a hurdle. But when you have an entire business, how is having a business and it being a family business, how does that have hurdles and challenges?
I mean, it could be a lot worse. I'm so lucky, man. I'm like so truly lucky with my partner and the support that I have in my life from her. When we're really just an incredible team.
Ooh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Like it's just like, we're on the job together. So like she's also a teacher. She works from home, and like I have a lot of flexibility in my schedule if I want to. And then her parents are like not too far, and they're retired, and my dad just retired this summer. So like we're like about as well equipped for this as like any working parents could possibly be, I think. And I'm super cognizant of like how lucky I am in that respect. Like I think we're gonna be okay on not having to pay for childcare for a minute. But also like I have a bunch of friends who are like having babies like within like a year of me, and we could like always do a nanny share or something like that. But no, so far it's just like it's been summer for the past few months. My wife is a teacher, so it hasn't really quite been real life. But like the past couple of weeks, we've been back to it, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot, because I'm trying to open this store right now too. Yeah. And I just had to squeeze this in though to hang out with y'all tonight.
Appreciate
for sure.
I think for like the young people, as we kind of talked like off the show, if you almost to push a little bit, where it's kind of like, what could you say is the number one thing that helps like put that together? I hear that you have the unit, you have the environment. I'm also looking at what are you both saying to each other as things get busy. Like, how do you both like have that teamwork to like keep that train and engine moving?
That's a great question, man. It's like you don't even have to think about it when it comes naturally, Damn. Yeah.
Okay.
You just do what needs to be done, and like you just fill in for each other.
Real.
You just support each other. You know, I'm so lucky, for real.
Very lucky.
Basically, said it's like asking me how to breathe. Like, I just know how
Yeah,
just know how to
exactly,
do it.
exactly. Like,
But I do have one quick question for you. Though. You know, Portland, we're starting to finally get some credit for our food scene out here.
yeah.
You know, you have a pretty successful business. If you were speaking to a younger person who's trying to break into the food industry here, how would you, or what words of advice would you give them in terms of, you know, being able to make it past that first, second, third year mark? Because one, it's hard lasting as a small business owner, and then also Portland has very niche likes, I guess.
I would say Portland is like arguably like the hardest place to do this. Like, you know, it's amazing as like a consumer and like a person that lives here, like to have these options and stuff. But like on the business side, it's like incredibly competitive, and there's a lot less money in Portland than, you know, a lot of places. We're all fighting for less and less these days. But I think to that end, like the best thing you can do is just keep it tight and do as much as possible yourself, always, like, and never let up. I need a vacation on that note.
Sounds like.
But no, like there's so many points where if I were like, no, I like refuse to do this unless I'm like being paid a certain amount, like that would have been the end. But as the owner, that's your responsibility to write it out on through. But I would say to somebody in like the early stages, like there's so many things you can do to keep it tight. You don't have to be a brick and mortar. You don't have to like have these crazy like fixed costs. So when I was starting out, I just like found like a commissary kitchen where you can just rent it by the hour. So I'm only spending money on rent when I'm like making money, and like just do as much to like keep your fixed costs down as possible, and like direct costs are fine because you're making money. But everything you can do to mitigate cost is mitigating risk and like keeping your business, you know, secure, because money makes the world go round, you know.
Facts.
Like you can have all the dreams you want, but if you're undercapitalized, you can only like do it for so long.
So with you,
Don't
it's real shit though.
don't take it personally.
All right, but be honest though, because I know you have to wear so many different hats with your business. Has there ever been a moment where you're like sleep with your wife, and then I don't know if you'll just have a dream or a thought about a new flavor that you want to try? You're like, wait, I gotta write this down.
Nah, like, but I do my like some of my best creative work is those like random like late night sparks like that. Like not like jolting awake in bed, but like been on the couch for a minute and like just in the zone, you know. But yeah, no, that still happens for sure. Sometimes you just never know when inspiration strikes, right?
I agree with that. My last like inspirational like moment was like me like almost falling down the stairs at work. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a good idea. Let me brace my infrared back.
You didn't feel inspired when you got on the jet?
You didn't feel inspired by getting those, you know, backstage passes, and you recently caught a PJ to the concert.
Damn.
I caught a PJ to Ridgefield.
Hey man, I don't know. I don't know that lifestyle. We don't know that.
To Ridgefield? Is that like a 3-minute flight?
That'd be a very short flight. I don't know if that's possible.
Hey man. Hey, I aspire to be like you one day.
I guess. No, I did enjoy the concert though. I was appreciative.
He was at Lil Wayne, so
shit.
You know.
Yeah, that's a millennial. I'm with you.
My coworker, one of my coworkers, you know, Wayne's drummer.
Hell yeah!
Shout out to Drew and Yayo.
That's dope.
Shout out. I have like a 2-part question for you, where recently, Oregonian, I beat you first. I wanted this before you, Oregonian. Meaning, you were recently recognized by the Oregonian being #1.
Yes.
So that's the first part of the question is, how do you feel about that? And 2, is there a publication, a person, or someone that we don't know that would be equal to the recognition of the Oregonian or something else?
Yeah. Well, first of all, huge, super exciting. I feel like there's so many things like momentum wise going on for us right now. It's been such a great summer, and I just am feeling like we're on the cusp of something huge here already. So I didn't see this one coming, but it was just some more wind in our sails like that, though. Like it's just a cherry on top right now. I mean, I'm about to open this new store in Bethany anyway, and we never win anything, so it was crazy. And then I would like, you know, dream, of course, to be in the New York Times, but
Damn.
you know, we've been mentioned in national publications quite a bit, especially in those first couple of years. Actually, like we were in like plenty of stuff. We were in like Forbes and like Bon Appetit and stuff. But and actually, I would say Bon Appetit. You guys can come back. I would love to be in Bon Appetit. That's like me and my mom used to like, you know, read it together and like cook the recipes and stuff. Like that one. That's the real answer here. It's Bon Appetit.
That warms my soul. Okay.
Yeah, when we got that one, that was like, and when we first opened, right, we got this big Oregonian write-up. It was like a full page in the Sunday Oregonian, and it was on my mom's birthday, and it was like the first year, like after she passed, and it was just like this moment that was like crazy. It was like, this is like the universe, you know? Like, I'm not like a spiritual person at all, but maybe, I don't know. You know?
No,
it's one of those things, man.
I appreciate you saying that. Weirdly enough, where it's like I like the Jay Shetty podcast. He had this like psychiatrist who just lost their husband, and they spent 4 years like searching, like, can you talk to the other side? And they're talking about manifestation and how like we don't see certain signs because we're not paying attention to them. And when you were just talking about getting that recognized by your mother, it kind of triggered what the lady was saying, that, you know, there are certain things, if like you're asking for certain things, then they appear. And like, I promise you, literally like I would say maybe like 3-4 weeks ago, I had like a universe talk where I'm like, all right, what am I supposed to be doing? And I asked for the most outrageous thing. I was like, if I see a dragon, then I know this is where I'm supposed to be doing. Literally, I promise you. 2 weeks later, I gave up on this. I was picking up my mom from the train station, and there was a bug in the car. And my mom was like, get it over there. And my mom was like, there's a dragonfly in here. And I was like, I didn't pay anything attention to it. So next day, woke up, got in the car, go to the gym. Yeah. And I was like, what is this dragonfly? I was like,
well, if manifestation's working so well here, hold on one second. Please, Lord, let the Powerball number shit for me this week.
I'm just saying, like, stuff like that, I also like feel like that's trippy too as well.
Well, dude, and like the dragonfly, it's funny you say that. So like my mom and her mom were both like, I don't know, just kind of like hippie spiritual ladies, and so like my grandmother like had this like affinity of like dragonflies, and like she had the and so, I know, and like nobody knows that, but so like my mom, you know, would always be like, oh, there's Nana, and then so like at the shop, right, we have that mural on the wall, and there's, you know, my corgi tater tot, but then there's a dragonfly in there, and then the hummingbird is my mom. That was like her, so it's all like very like touchy feely.
No, I appreciate you sharing.
But it's
that.
like, what is the point if you're not gonna like you know, canonize your loved ones on the wall? Like, like I'm here on this corner in this neighborhood that I grew up in, and like I have this. This is my little piece of the world.
Now I just got 2 quick questions for you. Then Rob closes out here.
I'll close this out.
One, I know a big motivation for starting all this was, you know, you were just frankly tired of working for other people, which I fully respect, and you know, it's a lot of hard work being an entrepreneur and taking that leap. But what like went to the decision in terms of like it being donuts versus like a cupcake or, you know, cakes or, you know, beignets or anything else?
For sure. Well, I don't know. There's something about donuts, like they just capture the mind for some reason. But like I said, I tried sort of a similar product like 6 months before. I totally forgot about it. And then I probably was chilling on the couch at like 1:30 in the morning and was like, I should fuck around with that recipe. And at the time, there was no Mochi donuts in Portland. There was no gluten-free donuts in Portland, which is crazy because it's such a huge gluten-free town and such a huge donut town. And there was just sort of like inklings of them like trending like on the internet elsewhere in the world and stuff. And I like, you know, had tried one time. It's not like I like reverse engineered it from memory or anything. I just sort of like slapped together my own version. And the response was like, I mean, I had no idea what was going to happen, you know? But I did put a lot of thought and planning into it beforehand. Because it's super important to like set everything up right in the first place. Like if you have a great product, but like you're not making any margin on it, like what you don't have a business.
Yeah.
So
It's really
sort of between like the market need and like I just found it to be a very simple, scalable, excellent product and sort of unique in the market. And I don't know, sometimes you just got to pick one and run with it, right?
Yeah.
See what happens.
And then final question here. Dead or alive, it could be your choice. Any public figure that you would love to come to your business?
Well, let's do like something attainable because, wait, you guys are from Portland. I was going to say, I would just love to like meet Cool Nuts.
Oh, hey, real one. Actually, I might be able to plug that.
Yeah?
Yeah, if you're
I would
serious.
love
Yeah,
that,
I'll try to
dude.
connect y'all. For
Hell
real.
yeah.
Word.
And like Cool Nuts and like Versatile or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, mid-2000s Portland rappers.
All right, bet. You know, I'll show them a text after this.
All right,
Perfect.
bet.
I love it when we play no games about things.
Yep.
I appreciate the day. I have like 2 quick questions and we'll be done with the interview. Because you've alluded to it, I kind of want to just give you a little airspace to talk about it when it comes to your new business that's opening up. I definitely want to give you that, you know, platform to share of like what is opening up this third business mean for you. Like, is there any symbolism behind opening this one up, or like what's the importance with this one that's coming up?
Yeah. Nah, actually, I'm glad you asked because it's like a crazy play. Like, I fucking killed it on this deal, man. So, all right. So, I have my first shop, right?
Yeah.
You've been there. That's like the flagship. It's excellent. I opened the second one in Beaverton. It's not doing great. Like, the complex that it's in has like these crazy design flaws where like you just can't really see there's any business in there.
Yeah.
So we've like struggled with volume there, but I found this space like, dude, through like an Instagram ad or something like that. That's like, it's a micro retail space in Bethany Village, which is like far flung suburbs, but it's like a really strong like shopping center in this community. It's like crazy traffic every time I'm out there. And it's super, super cheap. And I was like, we can sort of use Beaverton as like the back end to supply it because we can't put a kitchen in like a 250 square foot space.
Yeah.
So like, I was like gonna do like the filled donuts and like pack everything in, and like building department was tripping. They were like, even though we were not gonna have any dishes, they were like, you need to put a grease trap in, which costs like 30-40 grand. So I was like, all right, that is not gonna work. So I like kept going back to like the county and the Department of Ag to be like, what kind of license do I need to like not have to have a sink at all in there? And they're like, if you just package them at the restaurant, like you're straight. It's basically, you're just a grocery store and you're like wholesaling to yourself. And I was like, perfect. It's also a really cheap license. So like setting up this whole shop is like maybe like $2,500, $2,000. Rent is like $1,200.
Yeah.
And like Beaverton costs like $180,000 to build out, like, and the rent is a lot more than $1,200. So like this thing, like the numbers just like make it such that it's the perfect thing for us at this time. It sort of helps make more use of the existing infrastructure that we have.
Yeah.
And it provides like this crazy like money printer of a point of sale. So it's going to be really complementary to the whole thing. But that's like a good example of like how you can get creative with setting things up. Like there's all kinds of different licenses out there. You don't have to just like be somewhere and like have like all this kitchen equipment and like have a fucking $50,000 hood vent and all that. You don't need that. Like people think they need all this shit. You can do it really cheap if you just like don't listen to all the contractors and stuff, because they all just want to take your money anyway. So like the first shop, like I did really, really efficiently. Like a normal restaurant build out will cost like, you know, at least 250, 300 grand. And like the donut shop was like less than 70 because of our equipment needs. We don't need a hood vent. We don't need gas lines. Like it's all electric equipment. We just have one oven and fridges, and like everything is set up basically for efficiency. And because the product has this like shelf life, I have so many more options of what I can do with it. Like I don't have to be like, you have to eat this within like 5 minutes or it's going to suck. Cause like that allows me so much more flexibility in how we handle and distribute the product. And like, like you could totally set yourself up with the space for like way, way cheaper than, you know, somebody would tell you it would cost. So, you know, you just got to get creative sometimes and know what your options are. You know, I think a lot of people just don't even know what the options are.
I agree with that. I feel like when you're in the type of like, you know, 9-to-5 grind, like you're supposed to have this American dream. Like I think people can't forget, and it just resonates because I think I've forgotten that there's multiple ways to do that. And I really appreciate you saying that. And you guys weren't here for this, but you know, off air, he was definitely saying that he's a numbers guy. Like we've had a lot of businesses on here, and like he literally broke it down of like how we get there. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean the numbers tell the story. Like that's important stuff.
Oh,
if you don't know your numbers, like you're just like, you know, playing around kind of.
Well, the last question to conclude the interview is when we talk about living a fulfilled life, most people talk about multiple different things, and I definitely think, hopefully from this interview, y'all got to see the different ranges of Alex, and let's just say business, marriage, fatherhood, all of that. What do you think is living a fulfilled life for you?
I mean, I think like my life is like almost like objectively like perfect. Like it's a dream. It's a dream in so many ways. Like I fucking come up with silly little donuts and like and like I have an incredible family and support system, and my team is amazing, and you know, life is very, very good, but it's also hard, man. It's like I think that's that happiness is like it's not a state, you know, it's just like moments. You know, like I feel like people get caught up in like, oh, I'm not happy, but you're responsible for making yourself happy, you know. Like I think I've definitely had a lot of moments of suffering in this business. Like I'm sort of coming out the other side now, but like nothing worth doing is like easy, right? Like everything, even though it sounds easy when I'm talking about it now, like this shit was insane. I probably couldn't replicate it myself, you know? Like I had to not only do all that hard work, but I had to get lucky over and over again, you know? Like the stars had to align, but I was prepared for that, you know? Like I've been prepared for that my whole life, and it finally happened, so.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
Man, that is a bar. Whew.
But like I was telling you off mic before, like it's just all these sort of skills that you build over your life. Like, you know, no like experience is wasted if you're like learning something from it. Like there's something you can use or pull from everything. Like even if you're like, I hate my job, there's something you can use that you've learned there to like make your life better.
Man,
it's just piecing it together, man.
It takes me back to the Office. I forget which character says this. They're like, sometimes you wish you could know when you're in the good old days.
Yeah.
And I that
And
definitely
I've
was
always felt that. Like I've always been like super like nostalgic, like rose colored, but like I feel like finally at like 35 I'm like, nah, this is it. You know?
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for your time. You're a busy man. You got a lot on your plate, and you know, I know I speak for all of them, and I know Tay's gonna say what he's got to say, but no, I really appreciate your time, energy, and effort, man.
Absolutely, man. It was great to be here.
Yeah, likewise too. And, you have a certain calm about you that I don't see in most business owners, and I know it hasn't been easy, but to make it seem like, oh yeah, you know, I just feel like making some donuts one day.
I might just be like worn down by now, though. Like
that could be.
Like I think, you know, it's scary like going into business and being a business owner because it's just a lot of moving pieces, man, and like it gets overwhelming. Like when you like I miss sometimes having like a job that I just go to and don't have to think about afterwards, and like when life is like, you know, simpler and like smaller, you just like can control these things because beyond a certain point you just gotta let Jesus take the wheel a little bit.
That statement there reminds me of that one quote. It's that clip that we pulled from the interview we did with Mikey when he's talking about being a boss.
Yeah.
And as an entrepreneur, like, the thing about being a boss is you always got to cut the check and you pay yourself last.
That's real. Yeah. I had that album too, Mikey Vegas and Alash.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No, you really from the town.
I really am.
He literally was talking about this before you got here.
Yeah. We were talking about the good Popeyes.
All right, so you know. Yeah.
He said there was traffic about the bad one. Yeah. You know, if you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe. This is another illustrious podcast from the Plano Games. Don't do that.
Said that 3 times.
Well, because I got manifest.
Your favorite adjective.
I know. Where can they find you?
You can find me at 300 Northeast 28th Ave in Portland. That's between Burnside and Gleason. You can find me at TV and Murray in Beaverton, kind of by Nike. Or Bethany, like, you got to know where Bethany is in the first place. It's out there. But that one's not open yet anyway. Just check the gram for that announcement.
Well, if you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe. As always, help me pay my friends, and we'll be back next week.
All right, see ya.
Peace.